More homes and more smiles. That's what it says behind me. I'm Jeff Roney from Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here in the central New York area. What I want to talk about today are FHA mortgages. There's a lot of misunderstandings about FHA mortgages, things people believe to be true that aren't, things that people believe to be false that are in fact true. So I just wanted to talk about them a little bit because FHA mortgages have traditionally been very popular in this area for a number of reasons. They're great for buyers because they require a lower down payment than some other loans. 3.5% is the minimum down payment for an FHA loan, as opposed to maybe 5, 10, 20% for another loan that someone might be trying to get. You do have to own or occupy the property to have an FHA mortgage. Secondly, you also cannot have another FHA mortgage and then get a second one. You're only allowed to have one at a time, as far as I know. A lot of people think that FHA mortgages are only for first-time buyers. They're in fact not for first-time buyers necessarily. You just can't have another FHA loan, but you do not need to be a first-time buyer, and they're not exclusively for first-time buyers. Another thing that's great about FHA from the buyer side is that the qualifying criteria are a little bit more liberal. And what I mean by that is they allow you to have a little bit more debt. The qualifying ratios as far as debt to income are slightly higher than conventional loans. So sometimes a buyer will be able to qualify FHA when they don't in fact qualify conventional. So when I talk about FHA, what does that mean? It's a government-backed loan program. There's mortgage insurance that protects the lender if the buyer defaults. And it's a great thing that the government did many, many years ago, I think back in the 1940s when they created FHA loans. And we use a lot of them around here because there's many, many buyers that just don't have all the money that they need to pay for their down payment, pay for their prepayables, which are taxes and insurance, to pay for their closing costs. And this allows someone to get in for less money than if they were putting more money down. So it's a really great tool. Now, if you're a seller and you receive an offer on your property where the buyer needs FHA financing, sometimes sellers get worried about this, and there may be cause for concern, there may not. Mainly, sellers are worried about potential repairs that they might have to do to their property as a result of an FHA appraisal. Typically, FHA appraisers are looking for safety items that may not be in place, things that they're concerned about from a safety standpoint. One is peeling paint on the exterior of the property. If there's peeling paint anywhere on the outside, the appraiser is usually going to condition their appraisal report on that being scraped, primed, and painted before the closing takes place, and it also has to be re-inspected. So that's something to consider. Other things they look for are steps, maybe 3 or more steps that don't have a handrail, so it's a falling hazard or a tripping hazard. They look for things like that. Broken glass, safety items. If you have broken windows, not old windows, but cracked glass, an FHA appraiser may require that to be repaired. So there are some little things that you have to be aware of, and in your purchase contract, it can be stated right up front who's going to take care of any related FHA repairs or required FHA repairs, and who's going to pay for the reinspection fee if there's a reinspection fee required. So FHA is a great tool. Don't be afraid of it. Ask your realtor to explain more to you about it. Ask the lender to explain more to you about it. It may be the perfect fit if you're a buyer, and if you're a seller, it may open up your property to more potential buyers and help you get a sale at a higher price with the least amount of inconvenience. I'm Jeff Roney with Keller Williams Realty. If you have any other questions about this or want to chat about it, please let me know, but don't fear the FHA. That's my message for today. Bye-bye. Have a great rest of your week.